Hello and welcome to a noobreview.com underrated games video, and today we are looking at the early PlayStation 3 classic game, Heavenly Sword.
Yay!
Oh, I remember this game. Well, I haven't played it. I don't
That's
have a
good.
PS3, but I heard about it.
Lots of people remember it, but don't appreciate it for how great it is.
I agree. This was, I would say, arguably one of the PS3's best games. And
It still is, really, and it's really...
well, yeah, it still is. I don't know if that's a criticism to say, that it's still one of the best games, even though it came out like 6 years ago.
But,
6 years ago. Oh dear God, time passes fast.
but look at the quality.
Yes, one of the great things about this is the high quality of the whole acting and performances from the characters in it. Now, you may recognise the actor on screen there. It's Andy Serkis, Gollum from Lord of the Rings and King Kong. But he directed all of these cutscenes, I mean in terms of like giving the other actors direction, and you can really tell that there is someone that knows how to act, has got behind these cutscenes, and
Yeah.
it's just such great performances from everyone involved.
I loved it. I enjoyed every minute of this game. I remember it being like a little hard, but that's only because I'm not that great at hack and slash fighting games. But even though it's a little bit short in terms of length, it's like still a great experience, great game experience to have.
Definitely.
It's definitely very pretty to look at.
Well, yes, particularly if you think that it was, well, it came out in the PS3's launch window, didn't it? I mean, that's a very popular term now, within X amount of months of the console launching.
It was originally going to be released on PC as well, but yeah.
That's right, it was.
Oh, I remember he is a boss. He's not fun to fight. It took me a couple of
Roach, the deformed guy.
Well, the turtle man, as I used to call him.
Yes. He's actually played by Richard Ridings, who he's one of those actors who you would recognise him if you saw him, and he's got a very distinctive voice. The only thing I can think of at the moment that he's been in was the Joan of Arc movie with what's her face, Mia Jokovic, is that how you say her name?
Yehovich, or
Anyway, he was in that.
However you want to say it, it's one of their names.
Yeah. But he also did the voiceover of the narrator in Dungeon Keeper.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm quite partial to that guy. He's very charismatic. Hopefully, in a moment, we'll get to some gameplay, because, I mean, I think perhaps I got a little too carried away with kind of showing off these cutscenes. I just could not cut it. I was like, no, this is too good. Everyone must see this bit.
Yeah, but I'm wondering, like, well, cool. What's the game like? So this guy is awesome.
It's Andy Serkis again.
Yes. Andy Serkis, the pervert king.
He's chewing the scenery so much.
Also lent his name to Odyssey to the West.
That's right, yes. Also from Ninja Theory. Now, here's some gameplay at last. Now, this was one of the scenes that was used in early trailers for the game. Yeah, it was one of the things that people saw and went, oh, wow, this looks amazing. And one of the things I like about these QuickTime events is that if you fluff them up, then they don't punish you too much for it, for the most part.
Really cinematic.
Now, anyway, let's get to some gameplay. As you can see, it's a hack and slash game.
Well, it's typical Ninja Theory game, but in terms of gameplay, I mean.
You're armed with the Heavenly Sword, as the name suggests, and one of the interesting things about this weapon is that it's basically got 3 stances. There are regular attacks, which are quite good for close range, not massively powerful and not massively slow either, but they're kind of your general all-round good attacks. And then there's the heavy close range attacks, which turn it into like a double-handed sword, which you then use to kind of hack and slash people. And right there is the light attacks, which make it a ranged weapon. So while you're playing, different enemies will require a different stance to defeat them. And you can change your stance literally by holding down, I believe it's either the L1 or R1 button, depending on which stance you want to use. But it makes for some ridiculously smooth and fluid combat.
Ooh.
Cool.
Look at
Rocks fall, everybody dies.
One of the things I always wondered, right? How did those guards get up onto that platform?
well, they had their
magic?
ropes. Oh, here he is.
Yeah, maybe they walked across the ropes. Yes. One of the most memorable bosses, played by Stephen Burkoff. I can't think of any movies he's been in, apart from 44-inch Chest. He was in that recently. But this is such a deliriously deranged performance from him. It's one of the most disturbing characters in any game to date. He's like a creepy paedophile birdman that is a kung fu master. He is like every tabloid newspaper's nightmare.
Speaking of perverted things, I remember that there is like a secondary character in this game.
That's right, there is. We'll see some of her gameplay in a minute, actually. But I'm interested to hear why you said bringing up perverted things.
Because she's a cat girl.
Well, she's got a little cat hat on, yeah, but she's not particularly like deviant or anything.
I don't mind. I'm enjoying Lollipop Chainsaw. It should be cured from any expectation from me. Ooh, ouch, that hurts.
This is one of the things that I don't think I'm doing a good enough job of selling it, but this combat is just so smooth and seamless. It's perfectly paced.
Yeah, nothing like your father. He had as much spirit as a dead moth, but you are full of spirit.
Weird.
You are
See what I mean? He's
It's
terrifying.
just weird.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
The first time I played this game, I was like, oh god, I hope he doesn't rape us.
I have to say, the style is really cool. Oh my god, is her outfit inappropriate for a fight?
Shame they never released any unlockable outfits.
To dress her as a schoolgirl?
I don't think it's that sort of game. It's not
No.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
One of the best things about this game is the opening cinematic. You're literally fighting. There's hundreds of enemies on screen. It's like a war.
That's
And
right.
it was like
Yes.
when the PS3 was released, it was really good demonstration of just what it can do and how many like enemies can be on screen at the same time. And I'd heard about it, but then when I played it, I just thought, wow, there really is hundreds of enemies here for me to kill. And at that point in the game, right at the start, you've got all your powers and all the fully unlocked combos. And it's just sort of to give you a taster of what you can do as you play through the game. And it just,
Taste of power.
yeah, and then it just cuts to like, 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yes. I think this is a really well
Quick time event!
Press
cutscene
X
as
not
well.
to die.
But you can see what I mean there, where I flubbed the timing a little bit on one of those button presses, and it just gave me the opportunity to try again. Which is very refreshing, considering most games just go, oh, you failed it, that's it, game over.
utterly average. You need more time.
Now, here's a great opportunity to show off the secondary character that you play as, a little girl named Kai.
Can do some
Ooh.
shooting.
She can do, and she's also a little bit mentally unbalanced. let's
Which
put
is
it that
okay,
way.
but if you give them a crossbow, then it's...
Yes, and she's also got her own unique control system using the PS3 6-axis tilting function.
Oh,
in
I
the
remember
controller.
loving this. I forgot all about that.
I remember everybody hating this. Like
I
everything.
thought it was brilliant.
Everybody that said that this game was bad back in the day and told me about it was like, the game is okay, but the shooting sections are so atrociously bad, and that most people threw the controller down in fury and just stopped playing.
You have to remember though, this was at the dawn of popularized motion controls, where perhaps people weren't as used to it.
Yeah, when everybody thought it was a good idea.
Well, in some regards, it is a good idea. I mean, it depends on the game. It's not perfect for everything, but I actually think it works really well in this. And here's an example of one of the later levels where you can use motion controls controlling a cannonball.
Because why not?
It's like playing pinball. Yay, cannonball pinball!
Could be. They should release this on the iPad.
Yeah, maybe they will one day. Well, they probably won't because Sony owns the IP, but still. Well, that's basically Heavenly Sword. It's available now on PlayStation 3. You should be able to find it online. And, yeah. We really, really recommend this game. It's really criminally underrated.
Thank you for playing. Presented by
Noob Review.